What's up, what's up? Yeah. So I'm in Dono Valley. It's Friday, July 14th. And tomorrow I will do another race of the season. Nizkotatranska Stihacka with 100 kilometers and 5,700 meters of elevation gain. What's special about this race is that the start is from the Telgard, then it's going through the whole Low Tatras Ridge, into the whole national park of Low Tatras, and the finish is exactly here in the Dono Valley. It's actually somewhere there, so it's like 300 meters from where I'm staying, which is kind of cool that I will basically run to the bed with the food. So extra motivation, similar as it was in Madeira. So after the last race I did at the beginning of the July, I recovered quite fast. After 6 days I was able to run again, and now I feel very well, fresh and ready to conquer another race. What's funny though, what I would love to talk about in this pre-race talk is the change of perception or change of view of the reality. The thing is that, like last year when I attempted my first over 100-kilometer race, I was scared as fuck, to be honest. Like I wasn't sure if I will be able to finish. I didn't know what to expect, like nothing. Now this race I did 2 weeks ago, it was a different story. I knew what I did in my training, and I knew that I will finish, and I knew that I am strong and that I can endure. But still I had the questions in my head, like how I will handle the last 15-20 kilometers, because it still was the longest run with the most elevation I ever done. So that was interesting experience. And now 2 weeks after, I'm actually asking myself like how fast I can run it, and I would love to go sub 15, and I'm thinking what I need to do to run that fast. So that little shift in from last year to this year, that's pretty fascinating and interesting, how you can change your mental strength and your thoughts as well with the experiences and with the training. So at the end it's really about the training you did, especially in the taper. If you have like some taper tantrum and like you're nervous about that you're not running, etc., check your training, check what you did in the past several months, and you will feel the calmness. You will feel that you did everything right, and now it's just there's a cherry on top, and it's a time for you to enjoy it, to have a fun, because every race is really fun adventure, and you need to have a fun if you want to enjoy it and if you want to have a great result. So I checked my training, I know what I did, and I know that I am able to run sub 15, and I will try to do everything right tomorrow, and we will see what's going to happen. So let's go to the Telgard. Rice with the raw milk and honey, tea, water, bottled water. So 4:30, in the morning, feeling good. The sleep was so-so. Some people next to me were very loud at 1 a.m. Like, I don't know what they thought, that if they alone here or whatever. But it is what it is. But feeling good, no worries. And day seems like should be okay. I checked the weather also on the Hopok and Ljungbyar, which are the highest points of this race, and it should be sunny. A bit windy there, but that's very common, so no issue with that, and it should be ideal for running. Maybe slightly harder than someone would love to, but all good, all good. So let's hop on the Hagvar Express and let's go for the magical adventure, shall we? 5:30, I'm on my way to the start. And so today's strategy for the race, it's still quite simple, but what's unique about this race is that in the half point we will have actually the elimination, and only 100 people can continue after. That's because of the rules of the national park and movement during the night. So that's going to be kind of like the race inside of the race. And yeah, so that's an extra motivation to push it in the first half, but I don't want to push it too much, as the second half is harder, a bit longer, through the bigger mountains. So I still want to have the energy to push it later in the race, and especially the last 10-15k are very runnable, or should be. So I think there is the chance to attack and make some time. So I will need to be very careful with the pacing in the first half, while making sure that I'm in the good position. And then with nutrition, hydration, same as last time. So making sure that every hour I do everything what I should, or even I will stop and walk, and I will eat and drink, and that's it, and enjoy it, and having fun as always. So let's race.
Tak to je samozrejme najlepší spôsob, ako ma donútiť vám to povedať. Je tam viditeľnosť asi 2 stupňa, či 2 metra v kúka jak sviňa, ale že vraj nemrzne. 30 sekúnd do štartu. A ak náhodou nevystrelím, tak štartujte aj bez toho, hej? 1, štart!
Wow. Alright, first 5k done. Now the first bigger climb over there to Kralovska Hola. Should be like 1,000 meters, something like that. Of the elevation gain we will do, and then we continue to the ridge. So far, so good. Missed in it. So 10k done. First vertical kilometer done. Almost on the peak of Kralova Hola. It's a bit cold, misty and windy, but it's actually pretty good for running, so I like it. And so far very good. Eating, drinking, pacing myself. I would say I'm sitting now on 45th position, something like that. So still taking it easy. and soon should be aid station and then downhill. So then I will start more serious running. See ya. Alright, 4 hours 45 minutes, 34 kilometers and 2,300 meters elevation gain. Now we're very close to the half point of the race, Certovica. Another 12k and like 300 meters elevation gain. The sun was up, cheering on us. Now it's cloudy, which is way better. I would also love some light wind, and I need cold water to cool down. But other than that, all good, all good. Pushing it more than 2 weeks ago, that's for sure, but feeling strong. So we continue.
Nie wiem, czy jeszcze nie zaciągnie więcej.
Alright, first half is done. 47k, 2,600 something meters of elevation. Roughly 7 hours. Had a soup, took the nutrition, and now I'm ready for the second, bit longer and harder half. This first 14k is exactly the same 14k I did last Saturday in my training. So I know this part till Hopok. It's mostly uphill, some parts runnable. So yeah, I will not push it. There's still another 38k after, but for sure I want to maintain a good pace. And we will see.
Na pół, na pół.
Nie macie koła tak, że?
Nie mamy. Aż hore.
Hej, Zivan, chciałem.
Hey. I would love to have some raw milk. Koniecznie to.
Môžeme sa spolu na zelené?
Dáme to potom.
Super, díky.
Máš výzvod? Áno, mám.
All right, what's up? Welcome to another video, another post-race recap. It's a Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. Sorry. It's Tuesday, 3 days after the race. Nizkotatranska Stihacka 100 kilometers with 5,600 meters of elevation gain through the low Tatras, the national park, and through the ridge of the beautiful mountains as Kralova Hola, Hopok, and others. Now the strategy was a bit different than 2 weeks ago. As I mentioned in the pre-race talk,
that shift in my mind is fascinating. That this time I wasn't thinking if I will finish or nothing like that. I was thinking how fast I can go, and my goal was actually to go sub 15. I will talk about the goal setting later, but for now that was my goal. And sorry for hard breathing, but I'm going uphill and it's really steep. Yeah, so this is like the post recovery hike / run. So anyway, the goal was sub 15. So I was actually thinking, am I able to go sub 15? If so, what I need to do, what I need to change to actually achieve it. The other special thing about this race was that elimination at the half point in Certovica, when only 100 people could continue because of the rules of the national park that through night only 100 people and less can be there. So I wasn't sure what's the competition and or anything, so I felt a bit of a threat and like the extra motivation that okay, I need to push it then. And so yeah, we started with a slight uphill and then downhill to the next village from Telgar to Shumets through the concrete. I knew that it's going to be fast, but also I knew that it's quite stupid to push it right away like crazy. It was more like, let's start, let's see how I feel, let's see where is my heart rate, let's not push it up. And then downhill, I always like to go downhill so I'm able to go fast and overcome people. So I did that. Came to the Shumets and went for the first like serious climb to the Kralova Hola, which was like over 1,000 meters of elevation gain in like 5 kilometers. So not the easiest climb. And yeah, I started overcoming people and I didn't even push it like too much. I felt really good. So damn, why I'm here? Should be there. Anyway, yeah. So wasn't pushing it, but had a decent flow, a decent pace. Came to the peak. It was really windy and cold, as it was only like 7:30 in the morning. So it wasn't surprising, and it was actually very pleasant. Took coke, water, and continued through the ridge. It was quite misty and the side wind, but the navigation was quite easy, just following the red signs on the ground. And slowly we came to the downhill, and then it was basically up and down till the Certovica. I went with the one guy, we pushed it together. Then I went alone, and then with the other two guys. And then at kilometer 35, one guy came from back, and I was like, is someone like ready to switch and push it for a minute? Because I pushed it for some time, and it's like similar like in the peloton in the Tour de France. Like you can push it together and you're way stronger and faster. So I was like, I will not do all the work. And then this guy was like, yeah, sure. And then he speed up a bit, but it was actually pretty good for me. And we basically separated from others and went alone. And so I went with this guy from that point, kilometer 35, to the finish. So like for 65 kilometers together. Didn't even know his name till the finish, but Alex, it was awesome to share the kilometers with you and chatting and just pushing it together, because we had a similar pace. It's always so nice to push it with someone with a similar pace, because especially later in the race, at some point you would probably like walk some parts, but because we've been together, we pushed it. So I was running in front, then he was running in front, and we were switching like that, like a little train, a little peloton, and we were able to overcoming people. But let's go a bit back. So we came to Certovica slightly before 1 p.m. So it took us like 6 hours 50 minutes, the first 47 kilometers and like 2,600 something meters of elevation gain. And there I had a soup, again very good, gave me a good energy. Had a Coke, took the nutrition, mostly the liquid nutrition I had in my drop bag, took the gels and went for the second big climb to the Hopok, which was another over 1,000 meters elevation gain in like 14 kilometers. In the first 20 minutes or something, I didn't feel very good. It was really, really warm, hot day. The sun was cheering on us, very similar like today. And I need to jump through this, damn it. Or maybe I can go like this. Okay, cool. Here is actually the trail I was looking for. I was here 1,000 times and I still can be lost. That's a shame. Anyway, really, really warm, and the air was still, so you could actually feel the warmth coming from the ground, from those rocks and the trails, without any shade. And so that was quite challenging for sure. But after like 20 minutes, we were able to like bounce back and started pushing it a bit more. Came to the aid station at kilometer 60. There we had half of the liter of Coca-Cola, which is something like Coke, but different. And then also I put the cold water on my neck and on my head and my cap, on my hat, and felt really good after. Like felt a new amount of energy. I went for the last 4 kilometers to the next aid station and to the peak Hopok, which was 2,000 meters of altitude. Came there, had another soup, another Coke, took water, put my powder into the flask, and for the next 11 kilometers to the Jurkoa, another aid station. We were flying, man. We were flying. It also started to be a bit windy, which was very pleasant. So we were able to push it. Came there, was pushing the pace a bit because I needed to go to the bathroom. That was the good motivation. Came there, bathroom check, very quick, all good. And then we sit there for a minute, had the amazing potatoes with the salt and pickles, and went for the 18-kilometer stretch to the last aid station, through some peaks, up and down, up and down. That was quite challenging. In some moments there, like around 85 kilometer, I felt like this is really hard, and I was so glad that I'm with Alex. He was great. We pushed it together again. It went downhill, then I went and pushed it, and came to the last aid station at kilometer 89. Took just water and Coke, and then last climb, very steep, like 250 meters on less than kilometer. So you can imagine how steep is that. But I don't know, for me it was almost effortless. Like I already felt the finish. I already saw Donoval in my mind. So I was pushing it, and then through the ridge, and then through the forest, and going downhill to the Dono Valley. And the last 3 kilometers or 2.5, it was through the concrete, and you could actually see the finish, which is actually there. You could see the finish, and so I was pushing the pace, going downhill, and we even catch the guy like 500 meters or less before the finish. He was walking. When he saw us, he suddenly started sprinting, and he finished 1 second in front of us. And me with Alex, we finished in 15 hours, 44 minutes, 33 seconds at 12th position together. So that was a great race and great experience. And yeah, so I didn't achieve the goal to go sub 15, but I was quite close. Wasn't that far from it. And I can tell you that at the end, after the finish, it was like well deserved, and I felt like I did my best. Like I'm not sure where I could run faster, and yeah, so I wasn't sad, I wasn't angry, I wasn't frustrated, nothing like that. I felt just the joy and happiness, and I was proud of myself that I was able to push it even through the hard moments. So yeah. And yeah, now about the goal setting and like some my thoughts about generally about ultra running and what does it mean to me and why I love the sport. I actually recorded this day after the race, so I would just put it as a voiceover when I will go downhill, so I can focus on running downhill. I can just hold this and you will hear my humble thoughts about goal setting and my philosophy of and my attitude towards the ultra running and my motivation and all the questions why I love it. So let's go.
So the thing is that I always put on me like the hard goals, something hard to achieve, something where the chances are quite low. Like, because that's what motivates me. That's what push me. Because it's hard. Because if, like, let's say in this race, my goal, my hard to achieve goal was sub 15 hours. I knew that that's going to mean that I will need to push it really, really hard. Especially in the second half, and I will know that I will go through the pain and I will suffer. I will know that I will need to push it anyway. And that's the thing. If I would say to myself that let's do this race in sub 17, it would not motivate me probably. Like I would know that the estimated time is 16:30, so I would not really push it, because I would be like, oh yes, super, like I'm in that time range. I am sub 17, I'm good. So I made it. But that's not who I am. I'm not wired like that. I love to put the hard goals with a small chance. The goals I know will be very hard to achieve. And here is the thing. Very often I'm underqualified and underskilled for these attempts and these goals. Something what I don't know if I can achieve. Like I have questions, not really doubts, just questions in my mind. Like, is it possible? Can I go sub 15? What do I need to do to go sub 15? And yeah, most of the time I will fall short. Most of the time I will not make it. But here is the magic behind it. Even when I would fall short, I know at the end that I did my best. I know at the end that I pushed myself, even through the pain, even when I was suffering, even when my legs and lungs were screaming on me to stop or slow down. I will know that I did my best and pushed through those moments. And yeah, if I would not make it, then okay. But I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer and getting better. And here is the thing I can tell you for sure, like with 100% confidence, that I will always work hard to improve. I will always work hard to get better. And eventually I know that I will make it. Eventually I know that I will hit those goals. Just it will take time. It will take time, and then guess what? What I will do next? I will put even harder goals. Because really what's fascinating me is to know like where are the limits. How far I can push my body and mind. What's possible? Like how fast I can go, how long I can go. Through what I can push. Am I mentally strong enough to embrace even the hard moments and go for it? Am I able to push it even in the moments when I'm on my knees? Am I able to bounce back, stand up and continue? Am I able to not feel sorry for myself and know that at the end I will be proud if I will push it to the last second? These things are what makes this sport so great. And that's the bonus. The ultra running community, like the people inside, the athletes, runners, and also all people who are making these races this great. And on the aid station, all these people are amazing. But especially the people inside of the race, the runners. You can make a really true friendship through the sport because you are in those moments together. you know that that person next to you went through the similar things. He or she, they put the hours and hours in. They trained for months. They went through the same pain, they suffered, they had their own doubts and frustration and anger, but also joy and happiness. And you know that even in the race, eventually they will go through the similar emotions and moments as you. They will feel the pain, they will suffer, they will need to push themselves. And if you get someone who understands these things, who actually live these things as well as you understand to each other. You don't even need to talk to them about that. You know that you're united in the same goal. And that's beautiful. That's what makes me love this sport. That's what made me fall in love to this sport, to ultra running. It's just like always, every single time during these races, I feel like fuck, this is really hard. Like, I would be way better to just do, I don't know, something easier. But at the end, I'm always proud of myself that I achieved and that I went through that and I didn't stop. And really, it is about the journey and the transformation you will go through. It is really about the experiences and knowledge you will gain. And it is really about what you can take from it, how you can apply it to the future, and how you can get better physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, really.
Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.